And here we go. All right. uh, Going a little bit later than what I normally do. Not that I have a real set time for my live streams. Sometimes I try for 10 p.m. Sometimes I blow that out right out the water. And sometimes, like tonight, I go even later than what I normally do. But that's been par for the course for me the past week as I try to get a great many things taken care of the past couple of weeks. Let's see, what am I doing here? I've got this, I've got that. So, yeah, as you can see, tonight's going to be a nice random night. Didn't do a random stream Monday night, so I'm doing a random stream tonight, but it's going to be just some random news that I've come across the past week or so that I thought was kind of interesting to share and chat about some. A lot of stuff going on out there. Always interesting things going on. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I want to do this. I don't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's just get into some things I came across. All right, first article of the evening for tonight's random stream of randomness. This feels like more like a makeup show because I didn't do one Monday night. I don't have to plan something out for next Monday when my work schedule kind of settles down a little bit. So, right off the bat, some pretty interesting stuff. Dun, 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 dun. Deadline article here. Gina Carano signs with Straight Wire Entertainment Group. So this is kind of interesting, I thought. Gina Carano has signed with Straight Wire Entertainment Group for management. Carano began her career as a mixed martial artist who made her feature film debut in Steven Soderbergh's action film Haywire in 2011. You know, it's been that long ago and I still haven't seen Haywire. I've always heard people talk about it, but I've yet to actually sit down, make the time, and check this movie out and see if it's any good or not. I may eventually get around to that when I have some free time or some free time to kill. Let's see, co-starred alongside Antonio Banderas, Michael Douglas, Michael Fassbender, and Channing Tatum. Well, that's a pretty good lineup to have as a bunch of co-stars on your first movie. Let's see. She followed that up with Fast and Furious 6, another film that I have not sat down and watched yet. I think I've only seen 2 or 3 of the Fast and Furious movies out of the, what are they up to? 20, 25? I don't know. I don't keep track with those. And of course, Deadpool. Of course, she was everybody's favorite bounty hunter on the Mandalorian TV show, up to the unfortunate series of events where she was essentially fired from Disney. Honestly, I think what everybody's going to watch for is how this lawsuit of hers plays out. That'll be interesting to see how this plays out and what comes from it. I hope things go well for Gina Carano with that because I don't think she got the good end of the stick there, so to speak. Since her exit from The Mandalorian, she has worked with the Daily Wire on Terror on the Prairie a couple of years ago. Another movie I've not had the free time to check out. Let's see. She's alongside Gabriel Kane Day Lewis and with Breitbart TV on My Son Hunter, opposite Lawrence Fox and John James. She also starred in Madness in the Method. Okay. Then she goes on to talk about her plans to have a directorial debut. That's cool. So this article is about her signing with Straight Wire Entertainment. That's going to be interesting. I hope to see her career take off. I mean, she was pretty much done dirty by Disney. So where her career goes from here, hopefully good things in here. Oh, I want to say hello to everyone out there, whether you're catching me live, lurking, or you catch it on replay. As always, thank you. And in the chat, I see Mikey. yeah. So none of the Fast and Furious films were all that interesting. I think I've seen the first one, the fifth one, and I know I've probably seen 3 of them. Oh, and you're thinking of somebody else for Face Off. Yeah. Gina Gershon. Yep. No. So far, the first article of the evening, I'm being kind of random about covering, and no real plans for tonight. I'm just sharing with everyone some articles I've come across the past week or so that I thought was kind of interesting. The first one right out of the gates was Gina Carano signing with a new agency, and hopefully she'll get into directing and some bigger film projects. Really, the biggest thing I think we're all keeping track of is her lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm. Well, since I have this queued up, I might as well click on this and see what that goes into. February 6th of this year, not too long ago, last month. Oh, yes. This is the way. Gina Carano sues Disney for Mandalorian axing. Elon Musk footing legal bills. So this is Gina Carano suing Disney and Lucasfilm with a heavyweight catching all the legal bills. Let's see. 3 years after ex-MMA fighter Carano was axed by the then Bob Chapek-run Disney for comparing the political climate in America to Yahtzee's, Carano on Tuesday sued Disney and Star Wars shingle Lucasfilm for dropping her from the Bounty Hunter series, Mandalorian, and the ex-Tesla owner is paying for her lawyers. I don't want to dig into this article too much because I just clicked on it and I'm kind of reading it cold. And honestly, we've all kind of hashed this out over the past month. Again, we're all going to keep an eye on this. It's going to be interesting to follow to see what happens. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, what else caught my eye here? Flipping on to the next article. I will not be going late tonight. Oh, Mikey's saying, did you know John Cena's supposed exposure at the Oscars? Yeah, I didn't see that and didn't really care one way or the other. I thought it was kind of in poor taste. I didn't watch the Oscars. I didn't watch any of that. Zero interest. I didn't think it would be quote unquote real exposure for him. Just thought it was kind of in poor taste, really. It's like I just look at it and think that's another example of how our culture is getting more and more debased when we have things like that on, I don't know, supposed award shows like the Oscars. I can't even tell you the last time I sat and watched the Oscars. That's not relevant to me. Probably not relevant to a great many of us out there. I mean, if you like a TV show, you like a TV show. If you like a movie, you like a movie. That's I don't know. And Mike is saying the show received high TV ratings despite starting early. Oh, okay. Oh, good for them at least. Oh yes, yes. Oppenheimer, Best Picture. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Christopher Nolan is a good movie maker. That's always cool to see a good movie getting recognized. Let's see. Another thing I came across that I thought was uh, kind of sad, but in an interesting way, because I've been wondering how much longer Rooster Teeth was going to stick around. Rooster Teeth, of course, the what was it? Production company network based here in Texas. Well, in the capital of Texas. Perhaps best known for Ruby, the show you see the picture of right here for those not familiar with Rooster Teeth and their offerings. Let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery. What is this? This is a Variety article. Rooster Teeth is shutting down after 21 years. Warner Brothers Discovery and talks to sell shows like Ruby, Red versus Blue, and Genlock, and will shop the Roost Podcast Network. Rooster Teeth is biting the dust after more than 2 decades. Parent company Warner Brothers Discovery, after unsuccessful attempts to sell the unprofitable fandom, gaming, and comedy entertainment division, is shutting down Rooster Teeth's operation. RT General Manager Jordan Levin announced the shutdown of Austin-based Rooster Teeth at an all-hands meeting Wednesday and in a memo distributed to staff. Which is kind of sad because I don't want to see him going down, but was this a case of go woke, go broke in some regards? Maybe. I mean, there was the changes done to their, I guess, their lead show being Ruby. Oh, Mikey saying you're going to be lurking. Need to do some more stuff. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, thanks for lurking. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. And I want to say hello to anyone out there also lurking. Feel free to chime in on anything and talk about stuff. Probably going for I don't know how much longer I'll be going. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour. I won't be going too terribly late tonight because the morning will come pretty early. But let's see, digging back into this Variety article on Rooster Teeth. I'll say the unfortunate closure of Rooster Teeth will result in layoffs of its approximately 150 full-time employees and will throw dozens of contractors and content creators out of work as well. Let's see. There's honestly, I only watched Rooster Teeth mainly for Ruby. I know they had other stuff on there like Red versus Blue. What else did they have? Death Battle, Genlock. I couldn't get into Michael B. Jordan's animated mecha series Genlock. Their pioneering sci-fi spoof Red versus Blue, I think, was probably the show that got them on the map. The show that drew the most attention, though, was Ruby. I believe 7 or 8 seasons of that. The first 5 seasons were really good, and unfortunately, the creator of Ruby passed away at an unfortunate early age, and the show kind of suffered after that. For 2 or 3 seasons, it lingered on. Ruby fans, we will probably never get a season, 9, I'm guessing? 8 or 9. We'll probably never get another season at this point because everything, I believe, associated with Rooster Teeth is in limbo at this point because Warner Brothers is in talks to sell off a number of their shows. Oh, hello there, Dad, man. Yeah, it comes way too early. Yes, the morning. The morning comes way too early, and I'm going to have another full day of it. Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out a bit as I do my random stream of randomness because I didn't do one Monday. I'm just kind of doing random news articles I kind of got into this past week or so. Let's see. Rooster Teeth was founded in 2003 by Bernie Burns, Matt Hullum, Jeff Ramsey, Jason Saldana, Gus Sorolla. I know I butchered that name, but it's late at night. Oh well. And Joel Heyman. After multiple ownership changes, became part of Warner Brothers Discovery 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it seems like after they joined Warner Brothers, they started having financial difficulties after that. There's much fuss with voice actor Vic Mignogna. Again, another name I always butcher. Vic Mignogna. Anyway, pretty famous voice actor in the anime community. He himself has had a good fair amount of legal drama as he's been accused of a number of things without any proof and pretty much drummed out of the anime voice acting community and out of a great number of anime fan conventions. Well, that is a whole nother topic for another time, as they say. Let's see. Oh, hello, Lemon Pie. Hello there. Very cool to see you here tonight. As I kind of do a random stream of stuff. Let's see. Oh, yes, yes. Among the company's controversies, Rooster Teeth in 2022 issued an open statement of apology for hateful and hurtful conduct toward employees over the years, coming after a former staff member detailed her experiences of being harassed, underpaid, and marginalized at the company. And that's the statement. His March 6th memo to staff about the company's shutdown. Creative legacy to those who can trailblazing content creation. Honestly, the only thing I really watched on them was Ruby. That was a fun animated series. Strange kind of animation. I think it started off as Flash style animation and then evolved slowly over the first 5 seasons. Entertaining, I thought pretty well written. But the show suffered after the creator passed away, unfortunately. And then the last 2 or 3 seasons of Ruby suffered because they tried continuing it on, but introduced a lot of, shall we say, woke elements to it. And the quality of the writing just kind of dropped off significantly. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, also another thing Rooster Teeth did was what else did they do? As I randomly scroll through this article, up and down, up and down. Oh, they did have their own fan convention in Austin, Texas, called RTX. I've never been to it myself. Anytime I've been in that part of Texas for a convention, it was usually anime or Comic-Con. Didn't think. Oh, yes. Here it is. In addition to its core content biz, Rooster Teeth sold merchandise and had run the RTX in-person fan convention starting in 2011. Levin recently announced that the 2024 RTX would be canceled and told staff that the event has never been profitable, which is not really surprising. Because when you look at the sheer number of fan conventions just in Texas alone, let's narrow it down to say anime conventions, or not even Comic Cons, but anime conventions in Texas. I actually saw a list of year-round conventions, and I would not have been surprised if it was near 100. Easily more than 4 dozen, 5 dozen conventions just dealing with anime and cosplay and that sort of thing. So for Rooster Teeth to have their own fan convention come and go, that's not really surprising. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, there's anytime I was ever in travel around Texas for a convention, it was usually one of the bigger anime conventions like A-Kon in Dallas, Anime Matsuri in Houston, San Japan in San Antonio, number of conventions in Austin, Texas, like, what were they? IkiCon, Anime Austin, and of course Comic-Con that came to Austin, Texas a couple of times, came and went. I don't know if they're still coming or still active in the Texas convention scene. It's been a number of years since I've been attending fan conventions, but oh well. I may touch on that on a future live stream, perhaps. Let's see. Of course, this is the Rooster Teeth website. Let's see. So yeah, Ruby, Red versus Blue. Oh, Death Battle. I've seen a number of Death Battles. 11 seasons. The rest of their shows I never watched. As far as fan-related content, some of this just didn't appeal to me. I know Red versus Blue has a fan following. Death Battle certainly has a fan following. Ruby has a huge fan following. Yeah, Rooster Teeth closing after 2 decades. Oh well. Let's see. Moving right along. Another somewhat interesting article I came across was this Popverse article calling them X-Men is so 1960s. Chris Claremont weighs in on the X-Men name change debate. I mean, seriously, this has been going on for some time. But when was this article? This article was March 11th of this year. Oh, lemon pie. You went to a Comic-Con in Texas not long ago. They still happen. Yeah, I went to a number of them. I remember the very first Wizard World Comic-Con that came to Austin. I made the trip to Austin just for that, and it was pretty fun. They had actually underestimated the sheer number of people who would turn out for it. I remember them. They checked out a portion of the convention center, not thinking it was going to be huge, but it was huge. The turnout for Comic-Con, the very first Comic-Con in Austin, Texas, was huge. It took the organizers by surprise. They had actually rented out 2 venues, one at the convention center and then one at another theater or location that they tried moving to, but the sheer number of attendees and cosplayers was overwhelming for the second venue. So they ended up going back to the convention center and having their little cosplay contest. It was pretty fun for 2 or 3 years, and then things changed. I won't go into it in detail tonight, my experiences as a fan at Comic-Con, but I did not have a very good experience with them. Yeah, I may touch on that later on. My experiences at fan conventions throughout Texas, and maybe a couple I went to in Louisiana. May touch on that in a future live stream. You even dressed up as a. Yes, I've done that a couple of times. Yes, I've done that myself a couple of times in my early 40s, late 30s. I can't remember. It was sometime way back when I was going to conventions a lot during that period of time. Now, over the past, over a 11, 12 year period of time, I was pretty active going to numerous conventions throughout Texas. That was a fun period of time. Yeah, that might be a pretty good topic for a future live stream. Favorite convention experiences, a number of things I've picked up at conventions, because they always give you those little uh, bags filled with junk, like comic books nobody wants, or uh, hand sanitizers, whatnot, calendars. It's like you get those little grab bags when you go to get your badge, and they go, "Oh, here you go. Here's your uh, pamphlet, schedule, program guide, whatnot." And it's like this little grab bag of stuff that's like people's business cards and things like that. It's like, yeah, that could be fun to go to share later on. Oh, okay. This pop verse article I thought was honestly tiresome. It's a quick article. It's been this name X-Men name debate has been going on for what? No, excuse me. 4, 5, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, ever how long it's been on. It's like, oh, X-Men. Why do you call them X-Men? Like, man, we call it something else. It's like, no, just call it X-Men. It's what they're called. Deal with it. Anyway, is the X-Men name outdated? Chris Claremont weighs in on the issue and the challenges of changing the group's name. Dum, dum, dum. As he goes on here, should the X-Men change their name? Question mark. Okay, right off the bat, who proofread this article? I know they're supposed to be over, but my eyes see spelling errors and grammar errors and whatnot, and it just trips me up. Grammatical errors. I can't even say that word tonight. It's been a long day, and I'm stumbling over words. Oh well. Over the past few years, that's a terribly written article. Over the past few years, there has been some discourse around the name of Marvel's iconic mutant team. The name has been around since the team's first appearance in X-Men #1, 1963. And it's been around for that long. There's no reason to change it. But the world has changed since the 60s. Yes, it has. So, let's see. Chris Claremont, a writer famous for his 16-year X-Men run, has some thoughts on the discussion. During a discussion at the Uncanny Experience event, Claremont mused about the topic, calling them X-Men is so 1960s. Claremont said, after referring to the team as the X Group. Let's see. Claremont circled back to the topic during a question and answer session later in the discussion. When he was asked about changing the name, the writer revealed that it had been on his mind for years. I tried that, Claremont said. I spent about 10 years referring to them as the X. The X being the unknown. It was pointed out to me that X-Men is trademarked, which apparently is a whole different kettle of fish. You can't argue with legal people. When I came to work for Marvel, it was one or two guys. Apparently, the Mouse House has much more than that. There are some fights you can't win. I would say there are some fights that don't need to be fought. It's like, why is this even a thing? Don't worry about it. It's X-Men. Deal with it. Will Disney ever allow Marvel to change the X-Men name? Only a psychic like Jean Grey knows for sure. He's starting off the bat with a missing R in your second sentence. This is a poor article. Sorry, whoever wrote this. This dude, contributing writer. Who proofread this article? Now, I think the bigger question is, my take on this will be, will Disney be around much longer? Will they own Marvel much longer? Let's see. Lemon pie. You had quite a day. Somebody was going to drive me back to pick the car up the shop, and the car didn't start. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I hope things work out okay there. X-Men. No, not yet. I'm sure it's out there someplace. Now, for comic book fans, the X-Men superhero comic book. Yeah, like I said, some things don't need to change. Claremont said there are some fights you can't win. I would add that there's some fights you don't even worry about fighting. Like, some fights don't need to be fought. And I hear my kitty cats waking up, chiming in on the topic of hand. Yeah, my take on this is, good question to ask is, how much longer will Disney be around? They're in dire straits. There is a recent thing about their financial numbers coming out recently. There was a pretty good documentation about their finances and whatnot, how poorly their income was. Now, let's face it, the MCU's in pretty sad shape. Deadpool, the next Deadpool movie could be interesting. It could be the only thing that would save the MCU from financial ruin. Because their last few movies, the last 2 or 3 movies have been flops. So yeah, this is a pretty, honestly, this is a minor point. Like, should the X-Men be renamed? The mutants. It's like, no, the name's been around since the 60s. Leave it as it is. Be actually more interesting following the drama in and around Disney, in and around Lucasfilm, in and around Marvel. The drama following Gina Carano's lawsuit. All that's going to be really interesting. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. Let's see. What else do I got here? All right. Last article of the evening to end on something pretty good. A live-action Goku actor pays tribute to Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, by apologizing for Dragon Ball Evolution. As Justin Chatwin says, rest in peace, brother, and sorry we messed up that adaptation so badly. As far as live-action adaptations of anime are concerned, Dragon Ball Evolution is right up there with M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender in terms of historical infamy. And anime purists will probably be the first out there jumping up and down saying The Last Airbender is not considered anime. And I would probably say that as well. It's not technically it's animated, but The Last Airbender is not anime. It's, you could say Avatar: The Last Airbender was anime inspired. But yeah, as far as live action adaptations go, M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender movie was, that was pretty bad. That was, ooh, yeah, just thinking about how bad that movie was. Right up there with Dragon Ball Evolution. Being kind of a new fan of the Dragon Ball anime franchise at that time and watching Evolution, yeah, there's no hiding the fact that that was a cinematic stinker. Let's see. Chatwin's post was one of many numerous messages posted by creators after news of Toriyama's death broke, which included tributes from creators of Dragon Quest, One Piece, and more. But Chatwin's apology stood out among the many moving testimonials, not because it recalled a movie that Toriyama himself said couldn't really be called a Dragon Ball. Released in 2009, Dragon Ball Evolution was panned by fans and critics alike. Yeah, it was pretty horrific. The film was shot in an abandoned jeans factory and featured dramatic changes to the core story, including sending main character Goku to high school. Yeah, as far as prominent anime series go, I think Dragon Ball was one of the very first ones I came across that has a huge following. There's Dragon Ball, there was like Bleach, there was Ranma One Half, One Piece, of course. It's still going after like 1,000 episodes. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't believe it is, unless it's something I'm not aware of. Let's see. Let's see. But while Dragon Ball, as the article continues, while Dragon Ball Evolution was a failure, there are plenty of positive aspects to remember about Toriyama's legacy, including his work on Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger, Dr. Slump, and more. Today, Toriyama is remembered both as a pioneer who helped shonen manga and anime reach their final form and a JRPG legend. That's pretty cool. Anime fans out there, I guess the blows just keep on coming as some people pass on, unfortunately. Let's see. What else is this? Is a quick article as well. And then in Dragon Ball Evolution, don't care to click on that. Now, what really struck me about this article is that the actor who played the main character in the live action adaptation actually came out and said, sorry, yeah, we messed that up so badly. Like, at least he's honest. At least at least he's stand up enough to say, yeah, we really messed that up so bad. I don't know if that was the start of the terrible anime live action adaptations, but it's up there. It's one of the more notable ones. Then, of course, we got like Ghost in a Shell, and then Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, a good live action anime adaptation is rare, and actually just stick to the anime. If you're an anime fan, you probably have everything about your favorite anime, physical media, Blu-rays, manga, whatnot. Let's see, how long have I been rambling on here? Not quite an hour, but checking out the time here. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Did not think I was going to go too terribly long. Let's see. Before I leave, I want to say hello to everyone who joined me tonight. Mikey Suze 4. Very cool. Thank you for joining me tonight. Dad Man Walking. Very cool. Thank you for dropping by. And Lemon Pie. And anybody else out there who was lurking or just passing by, thank you very much for checking out one of my live streams. As always, thanks for catching me live, lurking, or on a replay for those curious about what I babble on about on these live streams of mine. Just about anything, everything and everything, anything and everything about pop culture, movies, TV shows, comic books, anime, animated. Yeah, I'll talk about anything and everything. Let's see. Future plans. I will continue on my Monday and Wednesday evening live streams. Continue on co-hosting with Comic Relief Crusader on his Tuesday and Friday shows. And I'm having a lot of fun on my Saturday afternoon show, all things comic book related. And then after this week and maybe next week, after I get some mundane, real world work stuff taken care of, I might have more free time to do some other stuff, like some random gaming streams on Friday nights. Yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. I want to thank you all for joining me. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, all. Until next time, life is too short for bad entertainment. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Go read or watch a good TV show, a good movie, read a good book. Until next time, everyone, I'll leave you all with that. Later.